The following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Welcome to another episode of The Realtor. My name is Robert Dongo, and I'll be your host as we go through a number of items or things that you need to know. Remember, we are continuing with our series of interior designing, and now we have come to the bottom of this issue. We want to deal, or rather we want to speak to the persons who are directly involved in this affair, who will explain to us what is all about moldings, what about stones, and of course when I talk about stones, I don't talk about quarry stones. You'll understand to this. And today I'm joined, and I'm very privileged to be joined by one of the experts who is doing this here in Kenya. I'll allow you, sir, to introduce yourself, and then you continue from there. Say hi.
Well, it's a great pleasure, and Robert, and my name is Moshe Neumann, and I'm the CEO of Classic Mouldings. Wow. And we have been in the business over 30 years, and our company is known for the uniqueness in the products that we are selling, and and we are delighted to have such a visit from you.
All right, and when we talk about 30 years doing this, I believe that's a vast experience, and you must have been one of those who are lucky to witness the trends changing from this kind of trends to new one, from millennial, now we are in 21st century doing all these things. And of course, now this tells us that you have been able to identify what should be changed, what has, or rather what can never be changed, because when it comes to structural, it will never change. So maybe, Mr. Marshall, I would request you tell us, in a nutshell, how has the 30 years experience been in construction?
So first of all, I'm delighted to tell you that we played a key role in changing interiors attitude in Kenya, actually all over East Africa. And this comes to practice with the moldings, cornices from Europe, high quality, then stones. We are, in my opinion, the masters of stone in Kenya and other East African companies. Stone refers to marble, travertine, sandstone, limestone.
Right.
And then we have paints, decorative paints that are literally, we have a name even in Europe about reaching very high standards of applications and creativity. And we have other fields like that are very, very successful because of the milestone or the change they give homeowners. And I'm talking about roof windows, light tunnels, loft ladders, and things that were not in people's conscience.
And maybe, if I may ask, we've talked about Kenya and East Africa at large, and in developed countries, I know this is no wonder it has been happening in past years. But how was the reception in Africa generally? Because you're in a continent whereby we believed I only need to have four-walled shelter and I'm good to go. How has been the change in reception as far as stones and the artwork that we can see is concerned?
I must admit, to my great surprise, that every new subject we introduced in Kenya was immediately, like people were starving for change.
They were longing for the same.
Longing for that, absolutely. And I can tell you that every new subject that we introduce, people are go for it, and people know that our new ideas make homes look different, and it's a great pleasure. You saw for yourself how the showroom was full of people, and and people. And by the way, for every pocket, I would say from a minimum earning level of a person to more posh, and it's unlimited. but it suits every pocket.
In the past 30 years that you've been in this market, and you've said the reception, especially in Kenya, has been awesome and marvelous. Have you been able to meet the demand in terms of supply?
I think so. I think so. And you know, I just had a discussion with our people at Westland's showroom, and I asked people, tell me a bit, like a weekly discussion with our salespeople and designers, and they told me clearly that there are people walking in and say, I came to see what's new.
Right.
And when they don't see enough new, they get upset.
All right.
So that's the beauty. It's a great compliment that we pave the way, and sometimes other suppliers follow us, you know.
Wow, this is amazing, and what you need to do to understand today is that we're talking about the current or the modern trends in decorating or upgrading your interiors, and that's why we are at the Classic Mouldings Limited, just to get an insight on how to use these things and where they are available, and of course the affordability when it comes to purchasing the same. And Bwana CEO, I would ask, when it comes to stones, maybe you can break down. I know we have a vast variety of stones that you have and that are probably elsewhere, but you can break down the very basic things that you need to know about stones. I know there are maybe 50 plus types.
At least 50 types. I'm talking about real different types of stone or marble, while even these 50 are multiplied by more possibilities, because every stone can have a different finish.
Right.
You know, you take a natural piece of marble or travertine, some people call it, and you pass it different process.
Right.
If it's aging, so we have aged stone called tumbled. It's actually being aged by vibrating it in with pebbles along quite a number of hours.
Yeah.
And all sorts of finishes. So it's not just 50 types of stone, but even in more...
multiplied in different versions. Yes. So we could be having one stone, or rather one raw material, a specific type of stone, but the outcome, the end product is in multiple.
Absolutely.
Technologies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like milk has so many byproducts,
Right.
you know.
How do you combine our stones and moldings? Because I understand we cannot separate classic moldings with moldings.
You are right.
Right.
You know, it's a name we had to inherit and to live with.
Yes.
Because very much in the beginning of classic moldings, we dealt with cornices, panel moldings, and the moldings was the first thing, and we never knew that we are going to develop and widen our area, and that's why we are called classic moldings.
Right.
But still, moldings play a big part in our business.
Right. Okay, thank you. And I believe now you're getting it where all these things originate, and the great minds behind what we go and find on our shelves and in our shops. And at Classic Mouldings Limited, it is one of the biggest suppliers that we have around. And that's why it's the REALTOR we chose to come here and, of course, understand from the grassroots who does this and why do this, what inspires what. Because we don't want you to go to a shop and just get it for the sake of getting it. We want you to know what inspired a certain specific trend, and of course how sustainable it is. And of course, Bwana CEO, I want to ask about sustainability, because we have seen trends come and trends so fast, but within no time they are forgotten, they are gone and forgotten. With what you've done in that years, how sustainable, or what the span of what do you think is a possible span of what you're doing, or we have to live with it?
Look, the beauty that sustains us, the sustainability of classic moldings,
right,
is that constantly we never have enough in innovation.
Sure.
So it drives us forward to create more possibilities in design, and we do have in the pipeline new plans while we enrichen the old or the materials we've been having for a long time. So we are there to surprise more and more.
Yeah.
We are there to surprise.
We have not yet seen it. It's coming. It's amazing.
I think that it's still, even this showroom where we are sitting now, at times people say something like, it's like an adventure park.
Right. Yes, what you have to believe or not, this is happening here in Kenya. And of course, Mr. CEO, maybe you can tell us where you are found, because it may seem like we're in Rome or somewhere. You can tell us what you're Rome. But before that, combine that with what else do you do? Because I believe the world has to feel you. The feeling you're giving us, the touch of feeling that you're giving us, how else do you make sure that the world feels you outside these offices?
We train people. It's our CSR, and we have a training system. We call it PAC, right. Professional Applicators Club, with certification and everything, and we literally grow the next generation of applicators. Sure. And the good thing is, if they wish, they are not obliged, they come buy materials at times at a lower price.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please.
And it has nothing to do with the government or with the Ministry of Education?
Okay. Not at all.
Very private?
And it's free of charge.
Right.
And I think that even sometimes government people, they were here and there who came for training.
Wow.
And
that's amazing.
A certificate.
That's amazing.
And,
wow.
And we have various levels of training.
And I know now by this, I will trigger someone to know where you're found. And especially when we're here, we can get free training. I'm sure people will be like, and where are these people?
The people are all over. And there are big social groups that we created. And we are in constant contact with them.
Okay.
And they have, every group is named on another wild animal, like buffalo, elephant, and whatever.
Wow.
Wow. Various groups.
So get this right, that Classic Mouldings Limited have got an extension of this feeling, because I believe this is so kind of them. If they can have, if they can provide what you have seen and discussed, and on top of this, extend the same feeling, the feeling of this goodness to you. If you're interested, I believe, Mr. C, you can tell us where you are found?
So first of all, it's important to mention that here at we are actually training the people here in on Mombasa Road, because we actually have two showrooms. The very large one is here where we are now on Mombasa Road in Calico Plaza, and the other showroom that we have that is highly approachable and very cute, a little smaller in Westlands, and if you just click CM Gallery on Google Map, you will find it.
Don't say that you didn't get this, because they say information is power. And don't go away, because after this break we shall be joined by an expert who will take us through the roofing products that are available. And of course, this has to do with the new trends. Remember, I'm not here to show you gutters. I'm not here to show you just what you have seen before. We promised that we shall be going round and round, getting the new trends and bringing you right here. Don't go away. We shall be right here after the break. Welcome back to the Realtor. This is another segment that I promised, and we are here to talk, or to continue with what we have promised. We talked about the moldings and the stones, and of course a vast of these things that are happening at the Classic Moldings. And you know what, when it comes to completion of building, roofing is very key. We are here to talk about roofing and the roofing products, because we have gone, as I've told you, with the new trends, we have gone beyond mabati, we've gone beyond the iron sheets or just roofing. We have new trends. And you know what? We have been joined by one expert or specialist when it comes to roofing, Mr. Dishon.
Yes, Robert.
You said it and we are here.
Karibuni sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Kindly say hi as you introduce us to what you do and who you are, of course.
Okay, hi, my name is Dishon Mwanza, a roof product specialist here at Classic Mouldings. The roof products would be your roof windows, which people popularly refer to as skylights.
Right.
Then there's light tunnels, and then also there's loft ladders.
Wow.
Yes.
Get a pen and a paper, as I've always told you, because we're going to learn here. We are here to learn. We are here to get. You want us to see them from inside or from outside?
I would want to explain from outside first, and then we'll take a sneak peek inside, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us in a nutshell what you can see and what you have in special.
Okay, I'll start with the roof windows.
Okay.
The roof windows come in different sizes. So what you see here are just a selected few.
Right.
The sizes would range depending, of course, on what you want as a client, and of course what we would advise as consultants.
Right.
So the roof windows from outside, what you can see, allow me to just quickly take you through, is aluminium that is coated with polyester. So this prevents against any rust.
Right.
And then something that I get asked frequently, especially with architects and people in this field, is if I poke a hole in my roof, will it leak?
Yes.
I tell them no, because there is flashing, special flashing, depending on your roof profile.
All right.
So you get clients who want DECRA, we'll give them special flashing for DECRA. You want the clients who do shingles, 10 millimeter, we'll give them special flashing.
I didn't talk about maybe poking the holes and everything.
Yes.
One thing that we cannot avoid is that we must have space to fit this.
Correct.
And
correct.
What inspired this kind of design when it comes to roof windows?
Okay, so what we saw, we in the market, we noticed a gap.
Okay.
That people are building until the ceiling, and then when it comes to the roofing, they build a very high pitched roof, 45 degrees, and then they just put tanks in there. So that space up there is totally wasted with the tanks and pipes, and maybe it just accumulates dusts and of course the rodents.
Yes.
If I may say, if I may say so.
Well.
So what we are trying to encourage is people to make use of that space.
So we have
there.
these type of the aluminium,
Yes.
the DECRA, and the flashing of the same.
Yes, correct.
What is this?
This is a roof window in itself. What you see here is an external awning blind.
Right.
I will try and explain it further when we go inside how it's operated and the likes.
Right.
But here at Classic Mouldings, we basically have 3 types of roof windows.
Okay.
There is a double action roof window.
Okay.
I'll show you as we go in. There's a center pivot roof window, and then there's an electric or motorized roof window.
All right.
Yes. So if you could join me.
Okay. And by this, we mean probably by studying here, this is what we have from the outside.
Outside, yes.
When it comes to the inside, if I may stand from this side,
Yes,
and
please.
of course I can see we're already inside.
Yes.
We're already here.
Yes.
Right? We talked about, what have you called this one?
We call it a double action
Okay.
or a pre-select roof window. Allow me to quickly illustrate.
Yeah.
Right now, it's opening from the top. It's swinging it's hinged on the top.
Right.
So now I can stand under the window, even when it's raining, and still enjoy
All right.
the scenic views.
Okay.
So ideally, this is for people who have very low roofs. So this would work for them.
Yes.
But then again, there's a pre-select button that's right here.
All right.
So when I click it,
Or
when I
you can
close the
adjust.
window,
All right.
when I open it, it opens from the center.
Okay.
So now it rotates from the center, allowing you to clean the outer pane.
Right.
There's a locking mechanism somewhere here
Right.
that allows you to
So
put the window hold.
maybe addition, that is one. We have this.
Yes.
This other one.
Yes.
And of course, when you talk about, I would request we just move around because
Yeah.
of the lighting.
Yes. Oh, okay.
And when it comes to this part of it,
Yes.
is it meant for the people inside? Because I don't see how I'll get to the rooftop
Yes.
beyond my ceiling just to have this. How does that go?
So usually what happens, we have a product. It's right when you're building an attic space.
Yeah.
Ideally, you would look for a space to put stairs.
Sure.
So that you can permanently access your attic space. But what we have is for temporary access.
Right.
Allow me to quickly illustrate.
Okay.
We have what we call loft ladders.
Loft ladders, I
Yes.
know.
There are basically 2 types. There's the wooden type.
Yes.
Loft ladder that goes to heights of about 3 meters.
Okay.
So there's a shorter one, 2.8, standard height was ceiling to floor, and then there's taller, 3 meters, longer ones. This is your standard roof loft ladder,
Oh.
60 centimeters
Okay.
by 120 centimeters by 2.8.
All right.
That would be your vertical height.
And how are they rated with the roof windows that you have around?
Now, these are not related, especially well, if you want to convert it to a livable space for permanent access,
Right.
then you will use stairs.
Okay.
You'll build stairs
Yes,
or a
yes,
spiral
yes, yes.
staircase.
Sure.
But if you want to access your roof your roof space, your attic space, for maintenance, temporary access, then you would use loft ladders, either the wooden ones or the metallic
ones.
Correct.
These are good one, and it's foldable.
Yes,
right?
it's foldable. It's retractable. We call them retractable.
Sure,
but it's essentially foldable.
Yeah, for layman, sir.
Yes, well, yeah, correct. So what happens is you fold it onto the existing hatch.
Okay.
You let it lay.
Oh, right.
Then when it lays, you just push it up a bit, and then they all come with a key. Allow me to just access the key. Yes.
Oh, right. This is nice because we are used to the loft and to the spaces, the openings.
Yes, the hatches.
The hatches to access the ceiling.
60 by 60.
Yes.
And then you call your guy, bring Gazi. He comes and anagonga ukuta zote.
What you're doing here, it is sorted. You no longer need to have the gazis because that one is taken care of. And of course, once locked there, it is safe.
It disappears. Yes, it's safe.
Okay. All right.
Allow me to just try and lock it.
All right. You can have it down so that we can also understand how it works completely. Okay. Now, what you have here is a loft lander, and this is meant to assist you in case you want to access your ceiling, the other side of the ceiling, and of course that's where we are likely to have one addition. We are likely to have the roofing windows.
Correct.
But something I've not yet understood, one addition.
Yes.
And of course I'll ask on behalf of myself, come with me.
Yes.
And of course, the rest of the population that is watching us this time.
Yes.
How is this needful when it comes the roof windows?
Yes.
And I'm imagining I've got a high pitched roof.
Yes.
And I want to use this.
Okay.
How do these work?
Ideally, when you have your pitched roof,
yes.
If your head space is more than 2.1 meters, then that's ideal for an attic space.
Right.
So what we do for existing roofs, we just come, make an opening, and then fit a roof window in an opening. Or if you're currently building, then we'll work hand in hand with your roofing contractor or your architect to try and place this in the space.
In a way or the other, do they serve the purpose? Assume they are fixed or not, that they are not movable. Do they serve the purpose of the translucent kind of iron sheets?
No. The translucent iron sheets we highly recommend. Please don't go that way because those things fade and they age with time. So
no, I'm not talking about maybe replacement.
Yes.
I'm asking in terms of serving the light, the amount of light coming in.
Okay, the difference between them and us is ours bring natural light.
Yes.
And also ventilation. They allow for ventilation. They're all openable, as you can see.
Right.
But even when they're closed, there's a vent up there
that
allows air to circulate in your attic space.
I think now those who are experts and you're there, we have a lot of innovators. You should innovate on how we can have this on remote control. You open and
this is actually motorized.
It is?
It's just not powered, but it's motorized.
Wow, then you see, I'm an innovator.
Yes, correct.
Right.
So you can have this remote control with a socket. So you just switch it on, and then you switch, then it opens, and then it comes with a rain sensor.
Right.
So this rain sensor would sit on top. So in case it's raining and you're out of the house, you've traveled.
Yeah.
It senses the rain and it closes itself by.
Wow.
So ideally, you won't have a headache. You'll sleep well.
You don't need to go looking for those translucent mabatis or you can use the roof windows. Whether you want them open or closed, it will serve the purpose. And especially when it comes to access or allowing the natural lighting to get into your house, you can have these roof windows. And now, one addition, what other roofing products do you have?
Other than the roof windows, we have light tunnels.
Right.
Light tunnels.
Light tunnels.
Right. Okay. So what you see up there is the dome. So it sits on your roof.
Right.
And then in between the dome and your ceiling, there's a tube.
Yes.
A highly reflective tube.
Okay.
That would have a 350 diameter rigid tube with one elbow. And the 550 will have a flexible tube.
Okay.
The tube is usually 2.1, but if your roof and ceiling are a bit high, we can add extensions, but the longer the tube, the less the light.
Right.
Yes, correct.
That's awesome. And they're also meant to allow natural light?
Natural light, exactly. So what we are realizing is, you have your beautiful house in Runda, you've built your mansion.
Yes.
But the windows are in the extreme ends. So in the middle or in the corridors in the changing rooms, the walk-in closets, you don't have enough natural light. It's not sufficient.
Yes.
So what we recommend is you do a light tunnel just to bring in natural light in the center.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And you need to understand that all this is roofing. These are roofing products. We've talked about the roofing roof windows.
Yes.
We talk about the roof landers and also the light tunnels. And all this is meant to make your living so beautiful, so awesome, and more so allow the natural phenomenon or the natural feeling into your house. And now what we are doing is just giving you a bite of what this gentleman has and what at Classic Mouldings Limited got for you. And what you need to do is just to keep it at the REALTOR, because this is the only place I tell you you're going to have these insights. Any other time, any other day, this is your place. Don't forget to put these things that we discuss here to applicability.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
Rather
Correct.
to exercise, because there's no need of you viewing and seeing and of course forgetting about all this. Keep it here, and don't forget to follow our Facebook page, that is the Realtor TV 47, because I've told you this is the only place that you're going to have these trends, and any other that will come will not hesitate bringing you right to you. I've been your host, Robert Dongo. Until next time, God bless you.